Travis Wingitzel. Okay. For my Mormon audience who hates me to the T and thinks that that's following Jesus' example, I am Mormon, born and raised 50 years. I have learned from the Mormon gospel that you do not bend over and take it. You hold people accountable for their crimes. That's the Mormon gospel. If you don't know it as a Mormon, you've just been reading, pondering, and praying and not been actually studying the gospel. So as a result, the church has forced me. They forced me. They drew first blood. And so I'm holding them accountable. And I filed a lawsuit, and I've been doing videos on it to keep you informed because nobody else will. They're trying to keep this as silent as possible. They've shut down my website. They've shut down my old YouTube channel. They've silenced me with my book publications. So, yeah. And Mormons are purposely throttling my videos here on YouTube, on this new channel. Alright, so I've already done the motion to strike, the defense counsel's motion to dismiss, and it's because they confessed that the church was guilty. So then the second one was that the motion to disbar and discipline the defense counsel because they pled guilty with a motion to dismiss with prejudice. And so here we are, the final judgment. And I had informed you with this morning's video that I've got another one planned after this one. The judge should know it's her duty to the laws of the land, especially involving RICO cases, that she is required to give a specific order. And I'm not going to tell you until I do the video, until I start working on it after this one. But it's in RICO. You just have to read through it to find it. But she's required to do something after the final judgment. And she's not required to have me put in a motion for it, but I'm going to put in a motion for it to remind her, after I'm going to slam her in this one. Now, of course, I can't be mean and abusive like Mormons are. When people say, hey, your church is contradictory and the doctrines are Luciferian, not Jesus. So, here we go. So the first thing we need to establish is the reason why Judge Oberg was given this case. So the first thing would be, and like I said on the other videos, I'm just going to throw the information out here for you, and then I'll clean it up afterwards, and then do a reading of the final draft right before I email it, and make sure there's no corrections needed. And then I'll upload it after I finish it. And because it's Saturday, it's not going to be filed until Monday. Monday is not a holiday. And so that's when it'll be filed, and we'll see if the clerks purposely delay it until afternoon, which means it's not going to show up till the next day. Bastards. I mean, Mormons, you cannot commit crime for the church. You cannot cover up the crimes of the church because you become complicit. All these police officers who are not standing down and leaving the protesters alone are equally complicit with the police officers who are beating up the protesters. Do you not understand this concept? The law understands the concept for criminal behavior, that if you're the driver of a getaway car, you equally get punished for the crimes of those who go into the bank to steal the money. And if you help the criminals, if you just stand by and say, hey, I didn't see anything, I don't know what you're talking about, money stolen? Wow, that's amazing. You were right here in the bank. I didn't see a thing. The videotape shows you looking at them and talking with them. Hey, I don't know what that's fake news, man. They have deep fakes now. See, you can't get away with that. The justice system locks you up if you try to pull that. But this is what the police are doing. And so they don't get away with it. We don't get away with it. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints does not get away with it. So that's the first one, is to go back over the history of my case. And I'll just do a summary here so that we can move on and get this done as quick as possible for you. And try to keep it under an hour. Assignment of judge first to my case. First was terminated and recused from Gaddy v. COP. Mormon Waddups still assigned first to my case. Second one, 1 November 2019. First held a hearing to dismiss and deny and it's supposed to be plaintiff, lawsuit. She was informed. Church involved in paying off Dr. Cohn from 2008. First granted amended complaint. So, you see where we're going here? I file my case. It's assigned to Judge First, who's been terminated. She's been fired. She was recused. She's getting recused from all her cases that she's involved with. Gaddy versus COP was back in August, the first part of August. And she's being recused on that case because she got fired. Clark Waddups, the overseeing judge in my case, Mormon, assigns her, because she's been fired for Gaddy versus COP, he assigns her my case as a terminated judge who's being recused from other cases that are further along as I'm just beginning. She then held a hearing to dismiss my case. That's what she was assigned to my case for, was to dismiss my case. I, however, informed her the church has committed a crime. They've paid the person back in 2008 that had me disappeared. Oops. And so she had no choice. She had to allow me to amend it. And so then, first refused to order service of process. As Your Honor, which is Judge Oberg, has denied as moot. So this is to remind Judge Oberg that she knows of these conditions of Judge First, because she's replacing Judge First. And Judge First never responded. And then 4. First, refused to order final judgment as Your Honor has denied. Okay, and so this is reminding the judge why she was assigned to this case, because Judge First was terminated because she allowed a case to go through for the church, and now she's being given a second chance to dismiss a case against the church, which, number 5, defense counsel has pled guilty on behalf of their client. Pled guilty on behalf of their client. See, that was the motion filed before Judge First's last day on the job. This wasn't filed during the new judge. So I'm reminding her of this. And this was the previous filing that I did here. So 6. First ended her term as magistrate judge on 30th April 2020. 30 days have September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31 except for February, which is 28, leap year 29. Your Honor is a brand new appointed magistrate judge and was assigned this case as your first. And again, I'll refer to the docket to put the numbering to connect all these, because these are all facts. saying I need a hyphen between the brand and new. Alright. This is where Your Honor denied my motion to recuse First and Wadops. According to judicial rules of conduct. I'm going to refer that to her. In it, Wadops is known to be a Mormon, thus member of the client for the defense, known Mormon, and evidence was presented of Wadops' conflict of interest and loyalty to the defendant over America. And then I'll put those in. No, I don't need to, I guess, because it's on the docket, even though she's denied it. But I can bring it up so that she knows. So I don't need to repeat the temple oaths that Mormons give to the church over government or in general conferences. So the whole article of faith is just we don't care about it anymore. What did Joseph know? We know better than Joseph. Okay. Okay, now defense counsel in pleading guilty on behalf of their client did so in a motion to dismiss with prejudice. In the motion to disbar, which was filed yesterday, but it'll be filed Monday. Filing yet to happen. For the purpose of delaying, if not dismissing, the lawsuit. your honor is publicly known to have been a defense attorney with the federal courts. See what we're doing here? And has worked in the clerk's office. The appearance and timing. Are you kidding me? Just spell it right for me. We've got the technology. We have the capability of building the first bionic man. The appearance and timing. And judicial selection of your honor is following the modus operandi of agents of the defendant protecting and giving loyalty to the defendant over laws and rules of the United States. See how we did that? This may go quicker than I thought. And so I'm not outwardly accusing Judge Oberg of doing the church a favor, though, to keep her job. But it's very clear. So now we can do the conclusion. So we need to do 20 and underline conclusion. Defense counsel has pled guilty on behalf of their client. From their motion to dismiss, and I'll quote the passage. It needs to be quoted in there. I really want to put in the Seagull Gate and the sign above the temple doors. I don't know if I can justify it though. I might with the government. I might. Let's figure out the rest of the conclusion here. We're under 30 minutes. The Defense Council, I keep wanting to spell it with a C because that's the British way of spelling it, and you see that in the Declaration of Independence and in the Constitution as well, but we've completely separated ourselves from England in that one regard, and thus separated ourselves from the original spelling of our founding fathers of America. The Defense Council has committed conduct unbecoming council. As timing by what-ups also suggests judicial misconduct. This case deals with RICO Act violations in the context of criminal conspiracy, as others who are Mormon, and I'll reword that to say agents of the defendant, or give loyalty to the defendant. Are listed therein involving their co-conspiracy with the defendant, with and for the defendant. With and for the defendant. Such, the Defense Counsel's guilty spell it the way I want to. I don't have full vision that I need to see exactly what's being typed. The Defense Counsel's guilty plea on behalf of complaint alone is sufficient for your honor to order final judgment with prejudice. The request for relief was simple. The defendant being accused of serious and even capital crimes was to be shut down. Two methods of this were given. One, transfer ownership of corporation to the plaintiff, or two, what's it called? Award monetary value of everything of the defendant. Because the defendant refuses to release their financial information. I'm not going to bother putting in the 100 billion in tithing to show that it's much more than that. I'm just saying it's everything. Those were the two conditions for my request for relief. Because the church has to be shut down. It can't be just a slap on the wrist with $100,000. Oh, here you go, Travis. Okay, have fun in your life now. It's all over. Church will leave you alone. Mormons will leave you alone. No, they won't. I will be hunted down and murdered. I will not be allowed to stay in Utah, let alone wherever I go. They'll hunt me down. So the church must end. So, there you go. That's it. Final judgment. And it's real simple. Defense counsel has pled guilty. And I'll quote the defense counsel from their motion to dismiss. It's over. Church confessed. We're guilty. And so, yeah. But you notice all the other stuff I put in here about why the defense counsel is pleading guilty. with the defense counsel involvement in criminal activity to support and defend the church, with Judge First being fired for allowing Gaddy versus COP, for Clark Waddups for assigning First, who had been fired, to my case when she's being recused from others, for Judge First refusing to give the final order before she leaves, and then assigning Judge Oberg, who is a known defense attorney with the federal courts and also has worked in the clerk's office. I don't need to say it. She already knows. But the main thing is, the defense counsel has pled guilty on behalf of their client from their motion to dismiss. Quote. And so it's done. Before I was forced to do all of this, the defense counsel was late, 24 days late. Judge Oberg stepped in. Maybe I should put that in there. There we go. We'll replace 9 with a new 9, moving 9 to 10. Denied. Entry of default. Despite the late filing of 24 days by the defense counsel. As Judge First also refused to give order before leaving, and as the clerk's office refused to file such entry. So there's where we get the clerks also in trouble. Alright. So there you go. I'll clean this up, like I said, put in the docket numbering and any other rules and laws on the matter here. But yeah, it's time for sentencing. They pled guilty. That's probably the one I'll use, is the law that says that you go to sentencing after the defense pleads guilty on behalf of the client. Not complicated. So yeah, you can see where this next one's going, aren't you? If you've gone to RICO, looked over it, and looked what Judge Oberg is supposed to do next, you will know exactly what the motion will be that I will be going over next. And that's why the church is planning to flee, which is listed in the count that I brought up in yesterday's thing. I can't remember what it was now. Was it 1512 one, or was that the money laundering one? I think, no. Money laundering was 1956 or something. But whatever the one was that had multiple things that the defense counsel was guilty of, It also listed, I think down in C, about defense or witnesses fleeing to not have to testify or not appear in trial or hearing or whatever. So yeah, that I was right. Church was indeed planning to flee, as the defense counsel was counseling them to commit all the others in that lawsuit as well, or in that law as well. So, yeah. Yep. There we go. Corpus Christi is on the 11th, but I don't see any other Jewish holidays anytime soon. Saturn is moving further and further away from the goat beast mouth. So, yeah, there you go.